Probably a time whenever we were jumping and he was trying to explain to me whenever I'd run through out of my jump, and he would demonstrate it, and every time he demonstrated, he'd make some loud noise or something crazy because he'd go, "Oh, my knee," and he'd always fall over or something like that. He'd find a way to try to make it funny.
Best memory is probably the way he was at meets. Just whenever I would have a big jump, he would run over and hug me and just be so supportive and happy for me.
Some of the best memories that I ever have coaching and teaching involve Tom. He was basically like my younger brother. We were giving the pregame talk. Tom said something to the extent of, "You've got to think football. Okay, every moment, you've got to think football." And then he said, "I don't care if Cindy Crawford is walking down the hall naked, you have to think football." We couldn't help it. We were just going crazy. And I will never forget that. That's another Tom moment.
Coach would always say to me, "Go home to your bride. It shows you really who he was." And I talked a lot about how Tom cared about the kids here. But the first and most important thing in his life, and he'd tell you this on multiple occasions, was family.
Our seniors always played music in the weight room, and he loved when they played September by Earth, Wind & Fire, and I know he requested that multiple times from Mr. Sarvey and the band. And I remember just walking over because the class ended, and I just see him dancing and he's pointing. His shorts, I think, all year long. His deep belly laugh, just lots of things. He was passionate about everything he did and every relationship he had and everything with anyone that he ever interacted with.
Dedicated. I would definitely say the word is dedicated.
Heartfelt. He was always loving and caring to everyone he met. And I think that word accurately describes him.
Caring.
Oh, one word to describe him. I would have to say the most passionate.
The most genuine, sincere person I think I've ever known. You always got pure Tom.
He was a beloved icon for the football team, track. Everyone knew him from that, and a lot of people respected him for the person that he was.
He always wanted to help someone in a way. He always liked to make sure that no matter what you're doing it at your best. You're getting to your full ability. You're going down the right track.
Just really supportive and just always wanted me to do the best I could.
He cared about every single kid here. He cared about this building, this school, these kids. No matter what it was always kid first. And those kids that maybe they didn't have that role model, or they didn't have that person in their life to maybe put them on a good path. That's who Mr. Waltman cared about. Going back to that word love that I said, the kids, the athletes, the students here, how they felt towards him, how he felt towards, the kids that he taught, but also just simply Everett as a whole.
I think he left a legacy of someone who really wanted the best out of his students and his athletes.
Tom loved his family. He loved this school. He loved the community. And he was not afraid to let that show in every aspect of his life.
We are lucky enough to get this new weight room, and we are putting it in memory of Tom Waltman. It was something he wanted for years and he talked about for years.
Tom Waltman was Everett. Someone like that, we were the ones that were blessed by having him in our lives.